Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. Tonight, one of the well-awaited reviews. We try to do this every year. Haven't been successful, but this year we were successful in grabbing a bottle of the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout 2018. This is what is called their original version. This year they came out with several different versions of barley wine, and vanilla, and orange. This is the original version that basically made this whole line extremely famous. And kudos to Goose Island. They were definitely one of the first to start this bourbon barrel-aged brewing process, and they pretty much perfected it. So, had it over the last few years. It's amazing. They've got this really cool label where you can see they put 2018 on it. These do age very well. You don't have to drink them. Right now, a lot of people will, if they can, get their hands on several of them and cellar them, and then over the years, will have a party and break them on out. But so this year, it is rated between 14.7 and 15.2 ABVs. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is an amazing kicker of a beer. It's considered an Imperial bourbon barrel-aged stout, which it should be. IBUs are 60. The color on the website, they call it midnight. It looks like oil. It's as black as you can get. Let's see, malts has got 2-row, black malt, caramel, chocolate, Munich 10, and roasted barley. The bottles are 16.9 ounces, which is kind of unique. Couple things about it. It says it's brewed in the honor of the 1,000th, that's hard to say, 1,000 batch at our original Clybourn brewpub. A liquid as dark and dense as a black hole with a thick foam on the color of a bourbon barrel. The nose is an intense mix of charred oak, chocolate, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. One sip has more flavor than your average case of beer. And that, I haven't read that until now. That is so true. I mean, this is a sipping beer. This is a shareable beer, obviously, as well. I mean, this is something I won't finish the bottle. You just trust me on this one. You're gonna want to, because it's so good. The bottle's got all kinds of intricacies around it. They recommend you enjoy it in a snifter. It is dated, but again, these beers sell very, very, very well. This is not like a fresh squeezed IPA. The bottle was $11. This was the first year that I remember that there were actually extras left over after the release. The bottle store that I typically go to got cases. I want to say in upwards of like 10 cases. I remember when if you weren't waiting in line the minute it got off the truck, that you weren't going to get one. I also remember when, if you weren't near Chicago, New York area, you were not going to lay your hands on this stuff. So the distribution has definitely increased. I haven't had one this year, so I don't know if the quality is the same. I anticipate it to be that way because this is one of Goose Island's signature beers. So that's about half the bottle. So that's looking at about 9 ounces right there. So that's all you need. Trust me. The aroma's what I remember. It's chocolatey. It's got a little bit of cherry to it, a little bit of plum. You can definitely smell the vanilla. It's very, everything is real pronounced. Like, you can separate out all of the aromas, which I think is really rare. It's a beer that's extremely well brewed, and you can tell that there's a lot of thought and process that goes into this beer. It just, oh God, it smells so good. I mean, you can smell the bourbon in there. It's really subtle, but it's kind of sweet. It's not overly sweet, but again, you can really get this just kind of amazing blend of darkness. I mean, it even smells dark, but I mean, the bourbon level is perfect in the aroma. I could just sit here and smell this beer for a couple minutes, but I'm not going to do that. We do these beer reviews to see what's in the glass, so cheers. Let's get into the glass. Oh, that's good. I could go on for minutes, but I won't. It has this silkiness to it. It's kind of like this, it coats your mouth, and you get the bourbon throughout, you get the vanilla, you get a little bit of caramel. The smokiness really is not in this one. I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago, it was much more pronounced. This has a lot more of the plum, a lot more of a little bit like a cocoa of a chocolate, but it's not overly sweet, and it finishes with this viscous, very nice, stick in your mouth aroma and flavor that is just amazing. I mean, it's like the minute you drink a sip, you're like, I'll take another one of those, please. I mean, this stuff is just flat out insanely good, dangerous. Oh, man. That's just, it's perfection in a bottle. It's just as good as it always has been. I mean, this stuff, people are always amazed that, you spend $11 on a bottle, but it is worth it. Trust me, if you can find it, buy it. It rocks. I love it. I rate my beers between 1 and 5. This is a straight up 5. It will be in my top 10 of 2018, just like I anticipated. It was worth the wait. Goose Island knocked it out of the park again this year. They've got this down to a science. Buy it if you see it. Let us know if you've tried it. Leave comments on YouTube channel. We'll upload all the time. We appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you again real soon. Cheers.